learning about the social, political, and economic issues in France. Tuesday, you looked at the social issues. Wednesday, you looked at the political issues. And now we're going to wrap this up looking at the economic issues. We are going to start off by looking at questions 1 and 2 together. So question 1, what did the King of France spend money on that put the country into debt? Select all that apply. So this is also in the Padlet, but I also just wanted to include it here because this is going to help you understand what France spent their money on, and it's where they, that's how they got into debt. So there's several different reasons why they got into debt. And then in question 2A and 2B, you're going to pick one of these costs that seem justified, and in 2B, you're going to click a cost that seems unjustified. So one that you think is a good idea and one that you think is a bad idea. And please, you can just write this in one complete sentence, but please use a complete sentence. Okay, now let's move on to question 3 together. Question 3. Often to pay back debt, a government will do 2 things. 1, they will cut back on the amount of money they spend. 2, they will raise taxes. Based on your understanding of the estate system, if the king raised taxes in 1789, who would have to pay them? Hint, you learned this in the 5.12 day 1 lesson. Okay, well now let's go to the Padlet together. We're going to scroll back over to day 1. Oopsies. And we can look here. You could watch the mini lesson, or you could look at one of these graphics, which, if I'm being perfectly honest, this graphic gives you the exact answer. So we see government taxation. Who is it, according to the key down here, who's actually paying the taxes? Okay, so make the right choice in the multiple choice here. Now, questions 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to scroll back over here. You're going to scroll down and you are going to watch this video right here. So you're going to start at 20 minutes to 22 minutes and 15 seconds. I have it set up that it starts like a couple seconds before 20 minutes, so you should be able to just click on it and navigate right there. Along with this, there is a transcript. This part is not word for word, but this is the transcript from the video, and I have aligned the questions to where you can find the answer in the video and in the transcript. So you can watch the video and then you can look at the transcript and answer questions 4 through 7. And then question 8, based on the images, video, and text above, meaning, prior to all of this, identify 2 of the economic issues facing pre-revolutionary France. Write at least one complete sentence here. If the economic issues that you are identifying in here are the same economic issues that you learned in the social lesson and in the political lesson, that's fine. That means that you're getting the hint that there really are 2 main reasons or 2 economic issues that led to the Revolutionary War, the French Revolution in France. So you need one complete sentence here. And then for question 9, how might these issues lead the French people to revolt against their government? You've practiced answering a question like this, especially yesterday and the day before. So think about it. How are these economic issues leading to a revolt? Now, there's just a few other things that I want to point out. One thing that we learn is that there's the Palace of Versailles, which the Palace of Versailles is a very important landmark in France. It's outside of Paris. And this is where, as we do look at King Louis XVI, but this is where a lot of the royalty lives. Now, these are just a few pictures right here to give you a look inside. This is where Marie Antoinette, these were her living quarters, which this is very lavish, all of the gold, the very fancy, wallpaper. And then we also see this Hall of Mirrors, which was a really important entertaining space in the Palace of Versailles. Again, crystal chandeliers. It's huge. It looks like there's fresco paintings on the ceilings, an extensive amount of art and sculpture. So, you know, especially for generations, the Palace of Versailles was where the French royalty and French monarchy spent a lot of money. And if you're curious to learn a little bit more about Versailles, this video is actually made by the institution that still takes care of Versailles, and it shows you the whole from where it started and to where it basically ended in its development, because it didn't start as this giant palace. And then this also just goes into a little bit more of an analysis of the architecture. As you all know, I'm very interested in art and architecture, so I thought I would include this. And that's it. So go for it, guys.